welcome the Rotarians from District 3190, Rotarian Lakshmi Balaji, Rotarian Srinivas Murthy, Rotarian Uday Kumar Bhaskara, Rotarian Ram Kumar Seshu, and Rotarian Dr. Kalpana Sri Dalita. Rotarians who will be talking on the impact of Rotary projects. And then to top it up with all, Rotarian Varalakshmi Balaji talking to us on the art of impactful storytelling. Over to you, Rotarian Varalakshmi.
Vanakkam, Chennai. A very good morning to all from Rotary International District 3190. And what a wonderful Saturday morning, brimming with hopes of a better world, of creating a better world through this wonderful event, Vidyarthi, connecting the world through basic education, literacy, and of course, our service projects. I would start with these lines from Gary Zukav's Seat of the Soul. That's a beautiful book. He is a physicist. When the personality comes fully to serve the energy of its soul, and there is authentic empowerment. Rotarians, as people in action, we're all storytellers of authentic empowerment, of change, and of transformation. There is a storyteller in every Rotarian trying to make everyone understand who we are and what we do, highlighting the impact we make in the communities around us, in our surroundings, and in the world around us. Every story we tell has an impact in enabling people, in calling for action, and in creating new stories. Every day we create better stories. Am I right? Stories that the world will never forget. Trying to, does it ring the bell? The stories that we never forget. Polio eradication, the world can never forget. That's the greatest footprint we have placed on the sands of time. And we are like the small cogs in the big wheel that rotates continuously 24/7, like a perpetual machine. With each one of us making that small difference by moving. We move 24/7 as Rotarians, as people who serve, and we do not stop. And let us not stop. As I speak now, as we talk now, somewhere in the world, out in the world, there is one Rotarian doing something, making a change in somebody's life, a small change, right? And here we have our Rotarians, should I say the impact stalwarts of District 3190, connecting to you through their stories that will move you. So just a few of them. Imagine every Rotarian is a storyteller, as I said. And if we need them all, we will need a Rotary or radio channel live 24/7 where somebody comes and speaks something to us about what we do, because we don't stop. So this storytelling is just the beginning of many grand stories that would unfold in the future. So even after these storytellers tell their stories, picture bahut baki hai for us as Rotarians in the future. And now over to the Rotarians. Now I would request Rotarian Srinivas Murthy. I would give a small introduction about Rotarian Srinivas Murthy. He graduated from St. Joseph's College, Bangalore, and he is a master's in history at Bangalore University. At a very young age, he was an entrepreneur, becoming managing director of a few companies. And he's presently the CEO of Abhibhrud Associates. It involves, it's a business into power sector. He joined Rotary in the year 2000 with Rotary Bangalore Premier in various capacities and took the club mantle in the year 2011-12. He's a Rotarian who has learned by observation, experimentation, and application of mind. He was an outstanding president during his tenure, and Rotary Bangalore Premier was declared as the best club during his presidentship. All his family members are Paul Harris Fellows. He himself is a major donor. He's also involved in the district in various capacities like Director of Public Relations and Assistant Governor, and in Rotary year 15-16, along with Dr. Samir Haryani, started 52 new clubs, and he raised the membership up to 5,800, which created a world record. District awarded as the champion of champion. He served the district membership chair consecutively for 2 years and added 12 clubs. He is the immediate Secretary General of the district. For his outstanding contribution, he was awarded as the best secretary and overall performance. He is awarded the best Rotarian of Rotary year and managed to mobilize and facilitate the governor to TRF of rupees 3 crores last year. He's also actively the part of many other organizations like FKCCA, YMCA, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Kannada Sahitya Parishad, Epilepsy Association of India, and currently managing committee member of the Bangalore Management Association. He is married to Ann Vijaya, who is the past president of Innovil Pina. Uh, He's blessed with 3 children. Prajwal Srinivas, MBA Finance, as Vice President of Royal Bank of Canada, settled in Vancouver, Canada. Preeti Srinivas, after a master's working with Intel as an engineer, Portland, USA. And Pooja Srinivas, practicing architecture. I welcome Rotarian Srinivas Murthy. Please, we can start your storytelling.
Very good morning to all of you. It's very nice. Thank you, Lakshmi. You have given a very generous introduction of me. Thank you very much. Yes, the storytelling of a Rotarian, as you all know, every Rotarian has a story. I was invited 20 years back by a lady known as a Rotarian, Kumkum Boania, to Rotary Club of Pina to join. I was very reluctant to join the club, Rotary Club, because I was not aware what Rotary all about. And with my busy schedule, is it required? Is it necessary to join a Rotary when I have my own time constraint and other things and time management? All that was really blocking me to join Rotary. But with our perseverance, I joined, and I was reluctant to go even the weekly meeting. One day, the then president called me. See, look, we are a Rotary club which is involved in humanitarian project which provides holistic solution for the physically challenged. We have been doing year after year. Every year we cater around 2,000 plus beneficiary for the physically challenged, like wheelchair, caliper, artificial limb, all that. Okay, I said I'll visit. So I just forgotten about it after talking to him. Next day happens to go in that road, Bangalore Infantry Road, where that camp of Rotary Bangalore Pina Jaipur foot camp was being conducted. I saw the board. Okay, let me stop over here and give my presence and attendance and talk to our Rotarian friends, new friends, relatively new friends to me. I just went in. I saw totally, it is really surprise to me. People were just crawling in that camp, and people were carrying some people physically challenged. I saw that, and all my new Rotarian friends welcomed me, treated me very specially, as if I belong to this Rotary family, very special. I felt touched that I'm a special person in this Rotary, and I was missing that. And I enjoyed that presence of me being taken care, like, a family member of that organization and brother of that organization. I just walked in and I spent some time, and I saw one lady who was carrying a person age about 20, 25, a little short, not that heavy structure. She was carrying, I saw that lady, she was coming there, getting registered, went inside. The camp is such a way designed and planned. Anybody can come in. Across South India, people is to come for their various, facility for physically challenged solutions. They will come and register, and then the doctors will decide what facility should be provided. Once they, diagnose what to do, the required facility will be manufactured then and there itself, and provide the food, free accommodation, and make them go with their good facility to lead their comfortable and dignified life. That is the whole project. And I was the new Rotarian. I saw a lady coming, carrying a person, and I forgotten that day to think of any other work. I never imagined the Rotary way is really doing such a great work. I stayed back. and I was involved in the project. And at 4 o'clock evening, that same lady was just coming. Luckily, I was standing in the counter where the registration. She just came and touched my feet. Whoa, what is this you people are doing here? You are all gods. What an amazing, help you are extending to the, she told in Kannada. Anyway, for the benefit of others, I'm telling in English. What a wonderful project. I have carried my son throughout his life, 20, 25 years. And today you made him to walk with all the facility you provided. And believe me, I couldn't believe that person without awareness, without the real contact, how to get the treatment. Somebody luckily suggested, he came and had that facility, that calipers, crutches. With that facility, he can walk comfortably holding his son. And that scene, I cannot forget in my life. Such a, turning point in my life. A Rotary, a service organization can turn anybody's life to this extent. I have decided. I was just keeping away from Rotary for the reasons best known to me at that point. I decided I should be a lifetime Rotarian till my last breath. That is my, you know, take from that noble humanitarian project of Rotary Bangalore Penia. Then on, I saw a lot of changes. People used to come, take the facility, convert themselves as a meaningful, dignified citizen to work in their own way and help their own family. That is a great impact that project was creating. And I was so happy and proud that I belong to that Rotary Bangalore Penia. This Rotary movement has converted me really to me as a good human being. Think of society, think of doing service. And this I've been continuing year after year, my services to Rotary, and extending my time, expertise, my whatever possible from my side, I will do. This project has impacted me to change myself as a different person from a normal human being, busy human being, working for own family, own wife, children, all that, I just moved out of it. The whole world belongs to me. This is the real life. This is the humanitarian touch. We have to give it to others. That is the impact which is created by this Rotary Bangalore Penia, Jaipur Foot Camp. We have been doing a lot of other service. Even we have our own dialysis center, standalone dialysis center in the entire Rotary world. Every Rotarian on rotation, we manage this, of course, with the technician, doctors, others help. This is the impactful project, what I have come across, and I'm involved, and I have a long way to go to serve this humanity. Thank you very much for this great opportunity of sharing my thought and my views, how the impact of a project, a Rotary, can convert a person and involve in social activity as a responsible human being. I thank everyone for giving this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Srinivas Murthy. I think this is something that I relate to, from being a Rotarian to becoming a Rotarian. I think that's the moment that you have narrated in this beautiful story. When I got into Rotary, these were the words that I heard from most of the trainees. Becoming a Rotarian, that moment. So it's fabulous. And the call for action that I understand from what you've said is, yes, maybe we open this to every district. Probably if somebody wants to join such a wonderful project, I know other people who might be doing, but yes, there is always a space for us to collaborate together. And that's, I think, one another call for action that I see from this beautiful story narrated. Thank you, Rotarian Srinivas. Murthy, you've always been an inspiration to me. When you come there and stand and talk, it's like, yes, that's the kind of feel I get. Thank you very much. And
So kind of you. Thank you.
Now I have Rotarian DG and Uday Kumar K. Bhaskara, the ever smiling man. From someone I learned, even the smile is from, and I'll remember Rotarian Uday. I have to smile so beautifully, charming and charismatic. Now, coming to his bio, he's a managing partner, Sun Wrappers and Packers, manufacturers of paper corrugated boxes. He's a director, QED Agrosystems Private Limited, manufacturers of color sorters for rice industry. He is founder and CEO of Karunatma Fine Arts, makers of world-class brass paintings. You have to listen to how he beautifully explains how wonderful those brass paintings are, and that's fabulous. And he is a lifetime trustee of Sri Lalita Devi Trust, Jayanagar, Bangalore. And his Rotary history or presence, charter member, Rotary Bangalore Cubbon Park. He was the president during 2003-2004 of Rotary Bangalore Cubbon Park. He was the chairman of Kinderact 2006 to 2008. He was assistant governor 2008 to 2009, district governor, district director, international services in 2012-13, AG's coordinator 2015-16, and winner of Champion of Champions awards. We are seeing the second Champion of Champions here. District Board Meeting Coordinator 2016-17 and 17-18. District Director CSR 2019-20. Deputy District Director, District Trainer 2021. And District Director Club Service 2021. And yes, he is our DGN. Welcome, Rotarian Uday Kumar K. Bhaskara. We are ready to hear your story.
Thank you. Thank you, President IPP Balaji. Happy morning and warm welcome to everybody. I bring the greetings to all of you from the District Governor Fazal Mahmood, and special greetings from all the four of us, myself, Srinivas Murthy, Ram Sheshu, and Dr. Srilata, for giving this wonderful opportunity to share few of our experiences on this wonderful platform. So thanks to District Governor 3232 and all the people who have made this possible. Rotary has been a wonderful experience in my life. When I look back and see whatever I have contributed to Rotary, it looks like the Rotary has contributed more to me. In the last 25 years of my journey in Rotary, the amount of impact the Rotary has done on my personal life, on my business life, the way I think, the way I address the situations, the way I tackle. There is an enormous change. Looks like the Rotary has left an imprint on our soul itself. When we look back, whatever service we have done, whatever we do to the society, that itself is a service. Whatever our contribution to the society, itself is our service. All of us know that innumerable projects have been done by Rotary. All of us have got a lot of stories and, very happy experiences to share. Excuse me. But I'm going to tell a different experience of mine, which has changed the way I look at Rotary. I probably look at the way the social service itself. It so happened that a good friend of mine, he's a big industrialist, very rich, very capable, highly achieved. He's so rich that, he can afford almost anything on earth. He's my friend. One day I get a call from my friend's very young daughter. I think she was in her 8th standard at the time. One day she calls me at 11 o'clock in the morning, says that she's just walking out of the house. I said, what's wrong? You're such a young girl. What's wrong with you? He said, no, I and my dad had a big fight. He doesn't agree with me. He said, what did you do? No, I asked him for a latest Apple phone costing 1.25 lakhs. He doesn't get it for me. I'm very upset. I'm just walking out of the house. I said, fair enough. Then I said, do one thing. Just give me 24 hours time. I'll talk to your dad. Even I require a new mobile. I'll try to convince him he will get a mobile for you as well as for me. If not, both of us will run away tomorrow. Don't worry. Just give me 24 hours time. She said, yes. This girl, very young girl, is upset with her father for the simple reason that he's not been able to get her a 1.25 lakh Apple phone at the age of 8th standard going kid. It looks like all her classmates seems to have one. And she says she's the richest girl, probably her father is the richest man. Everybody seems to have, and she doesn't have, seems to be bothering her so much that she had a showdown with her father. And she was so upset that she is ready to walk out of the house. I said, fair enough, we should do that. On the same day, in the evening, I and my wife, we were going somewhere. So I called this young girl. I told her to accompany me. She did not ask where we are going, and we did not tell where we are going. After picking her up, we went to a store, picked up a lot of buns, cake, banana, and such things. And we took her to an old age home where Rotary Bangalore Cubbon Park manages. It's an old age home with a lot of elderly people and 100 and odd very, very young kids who have some physical disabilities, some physical challenges. That day, we were supposed to make some donation of these items to this old age home. I took this girl along with me. As soon as we landed, I told her, we will be giving it to the old people. You initiate yourself and start giving banana, the bun and the sweet and whatever it is to the kids. And as you get a chance, do talk to the young people. Do talk to the young people. Just try to know their side of the story. We just left it at that. I and my wife, we were having a watch over this girl. She very studiously very lovingly, she started distributing all these items. After 5 or 10 minutes, I could see a change of expression in her face. We did not go further to prompt her. After 10 minutes after that, I could see her cry. Tears were rolling down. She sat with few people. I don't know what she was discussing with them. She was distributing the sweets as well as talking to a lot of people. These are the people, they don't have parents. They're literally at the mercy of somebody's donation. These are the people, they are living in that old age home managed by somebody else. When she distributed all the items, at the end, I could see her crying so continuously. She was crying. We finished the donation. We finished all the formalities. We thanked everybody. We sat in the car. We did not make an attempt to talk to her, and we did not make an attempt to console her. Later, she sat in the car until we dropped her to her home. She was continuously in tears and crying. As soon as we reached home, she got down, she told us thanks, and she left. Friends, this is what exactly I wanted her to learn. We, all of us, are so much blessed with God's blessing that we seem to have everything for us. We have so much extra for us that we don't seem to have the value. And we seem to be picking on small things which are immaterial and making a big issue out of it. After this, reaching home, this girl has turned out to be one of the role model daughters for any father can be proud of. After that, I have not heard one comment from her as well as from her parents after this incident. She went on to she married, went on to become a wonderful wife and a wonderful mother now. Friends, the younger generation doesn't require too much of preaching from us. They want a story. They want a story which they can relate with. They want a story they can identify themselves. They want a story of the present generation where they can feel related and take it forward. So I request, this incident has had a very, very impactful impression on myself. And I realized we ourselves have to make sure that either a new Rotarians or anybody in our life, instead of preaching, just give them a story, show them an example that which they can relate themselves with, which can not only transform ourselves, which can also transform the person who is there on the other side. So friends, this has been, though it is not directly related to Rotary, but with my Rotary attitude, I was able to handle this so well. And I always feel proud. I always feel happy when I see this girl that she has learned a lesson which is invaluable, which she will carry it lifelong. So thank you, Varalakshmi Balaji, for giving this opportunity. And thank you very much.
This Lakshmi Balaji, before we go on to the next speaker, we have our chief coordinator, I should say, of Vidyarthi, Dr. Vasanti. His brainchild, I should say, Vidyarthi is. And she's just come back from another meeting that our governor was addressing. I request her to say a few words before we go to the next speaker. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stella, and thank you, DGN. Lovely story. And, you know, how stories make an impact was very well shared. 3190 is very close to us at 3232. And we have had many, many opportunities to connect in many ways. And personally, for me, it's been a pleasure to have worked with quite a few of your district governors. As a DG nominee, when you come in, I'm sure you will keep 3232 in mind and we can do umpteen things together. And it is Lakshmi Balaji who has brought us all together at this point in time. And this particular Vidyarthi is the beginning of showcasing all literacy projects all over the world. Philippines is coming in, and the president is coming in on the 28th. And I have requested that every district make a 3-minute presentation during the valedictory throughout India, because this is our 4th national, Indian national to be president of Rotary. Let me thank Lakshmi and Chela and my team also, who for all the 30 days worked together to put this Vidyarthi together. It's a small beginning, but it will go far. And thank you for being part of this DGN. Thanks, Chela.
Varalakshmi, can I add one here, please? One moment,
Sure,
please.
yes. What is yours, DGN?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And my partnership with the Rotary Bangalore Kabban Park with the Rotarian Keshav Unni from District 3232 has been 17 years old. In fact, you know, there are some plans between us that we are going to work together and for the mutual benefit of both the district. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Rotarian Uday Kumar Bhaskara. While we all have, at this age, we have our own reservations about how millennials are, and we give a lot of quality judgments. What a wonderful way to tell how we will capture, how we will take their strengths and how we will have to project. It's fabulous. What a way to, understand the younger generation, telling them through stories. It's fabulous, and it's such a, bringing the younger generation into the limelight, and the way to approach them is fabulous. Thank you very much. And I'm very, very sure, not even when you come, even from now on, we will have a lot of, synergy coming in between 3232 and 3190 from here on. Thank you very much. And our next speaker, we have Dr. I don't know why I keep calling him Dr. Ramkumar Seshu. Please become a doctor, at least for me, Rotarian Ramkumar. We have Rotarian Ramkumar Seshu.
He is more than a doctor.
More than a doctor, yes. From the day when I've been calling him, addressing him Dr. Ramkumar, and I was wondering why. Ram is the author of the Born to Win process, which is based on the learnings from the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads. The program has impacted over 1 lakh entrepreneurs and corporate executives. For 40 years, he has implemented the philosophy of I can, you can, and we can, based on the principle of Aham Brahmasmi. He is now working to help empower and create 1 million entrepreneurs by aligning their Shakti, the Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. And there's one more beautiful Shakti he has added, the Manish Shakti. His signature program is Enough is Enough. Dimag ki bhatti jalao, take charge of your life. He joined the Rotary Club of Bangalore in 2003 And during his stint as a president of RCB in 2014-15, the club was recognized as the best club in the district. The club contributed US $436,000 to the TRF. At District 3190, he has served as Deputy District Trainer, Chair of the Conference Programs Committee, Chair of the Empowerment Committee, District Secretary, Assistant Governor, District Youth Services, and District Awards Committee. A popular speaker, he has been invited to attend the districts of 3150, District Assembly, 3201, AGTS, Munnar and Kodaikanal, 3160, ICGF on Public Image, and 3230, PETS at Mysore, 3181, AGTS, Cochin and Goa, 3182, AGTS, PETS. There's a lot more to Rotarian Ramkumar Seshu. I've attended his programs. It's fabulous. After, I definitely, it makes me think after when I listen and I ask him a lot of questions. I bug him sometimes, I know, but thanks for putting up with me. I welcome Rotarian Ramkumar Seshu to speak about his story.
Lakshmi, thank you very much. You've been very kind. First of all, I'd like to thank and acknowledge Vasanti ji, Chela, the District Governor of 3232, and all my friends out here. Thank you very much. As Uday and Srini had expressed earlier, we're truly humbled, all of us from 3190, and you're going to hear Kalpana, who's very, very exciting as a speaker. We're humbled that you've given us this opportunity to come and share our stories with you. We truly, truly appreciate this opportunity, and I think it's a great idea. And I'm just thinking, why didn't I think of this before? I mean, why? And I'm going to tell you this, Vasanti, I'm going to shamelessly copy this idea. I hope you and Chela are going to share how are you going to do, how has this been done? And we're going to do it.
Ramkumar, I think imitation is the best compliment you can give us.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. Imitation, they say, is the best form of flattery. I mean, Well, let me tell you something interesting. You must be wondering, what is that photograph doing at the background? I'll get to that photograph in just a minute. I joined the Rotary Club of Bangalore in 2003. And in 2004, the then president of Rotary Club of Bangalore, Radha, told me saying that, look, why don't you go and conduct a RILA program in a government school close to your house? And I said, yeah, sure. Okay. I mean, I'm in this business and we can do that. Not an issue. So me and my wife went across to that school in Baswangudi and we conducted a program. And there came this young girl called Babita. And, she came, she did the whole program. And at the end of the day, she came back and she told my wife that, look, I've been thinking all these days, I want to become a beautician. And today I have got the confidence to go ahead and do that. Will you please continue to help me? Can I keep talking to you? Now, this is a one-day program that we've done, under the banner of RILA called I Am a Winner. And what an impact this entire program made on that one girl. And there were about 30 participants in the room. And we tracked her for a couple of years after that. And she went on, to become a beautician. And then she did very well. And then she got married and then she moved on in life. I asked her once saying, okay, if you wouldn't have become this, what would you have become? And she said, sir, I'm from this government school. I would have become a maid servant. Can you imagine the kind of difference that we were able to do by spending just a couple of hours with her, of getting her to move on in life? And I'm sure she's doing very well. I'll tell you one more similar incident. It was many years ago that a colleague of mine had an accident somewhere, close to a place called Kengeri, which is on the outskirts of Bangalore. And there was some kind of an altercation with the entire, people, and there was some trouble out there. So I went there to help him out. And there was a young lad who was the son of the person who was involved in the accident. He and his mother came up and told the crowd, we will not take a naya paisa from this gentleman. And I said, whatever for? And he said, sir, you remember you came to Ramnagaram, to Shantiniketan school, and you did the I Am a Winner program. And I was a participant in that program. And I went back after the I'm a Winner program and told my parents that I will not become a mechanic like you want me to. I will study, I will become an engineer. So this is 7 years ago. After that, I did my engineering on a scholarship. And today I'm working for Wipro. My point to all of you here is very simple. You know, when we as Rotarians go and give a day of our life, conducting a program like this, the I'm a Winner program, it's just one day for us. It's not a big deal. It's just maybe from 8 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the evening. And, I'm Kalpana, I see Sagar here, Srini, Uday. All of us have, done this program at various points of time. It's just 1 hour. But the impact that we make on these children is huge. So that got me thinking. And I said, look, is it possible for us to really, really dream big and do something interesting? And I must tell you, some years ago, we had a wonderful district governor who unfortunately passed away immediately after this program. But on the 18th of August, 2011, we did a program from 9:30 to 3:30 p.m. We did this in 100 plus schools on the same day, more than 500 plus classrooms. We had about 55 Rotary clubs from Bangalore, 650 plus Rotarians, inner wheel members, hands, annex, Rotractors as trainers and facilitators. And on that one day, mind you, we trained 26,000 children. Now that's the kind of impact that Rotary can do. And we changed so many lives. And you can see this photograph behind me is all those happy children standing there and screaming and shouting and saying, I'm a winner. Now, this is the kind of impact that we can have, ladies and gentlemen. We can change people's lives forever. Subsequently, I think it was in the year 1718 that we attempted and we trained that year 100,000 children in this particular program, I'm a Winner. And we did this across the district, through Rotarians, through ANs, through inner wheel members, through Rotractors, training them and getting them to start believing in themselves. So what's the story here? The story is very simple. Each one of us, we joined Rotary. How do you get the Rotarian in you to come to the fore? As Uday was talking, as Srini was telling us that lovely story of his. How do you get the Rotarian to come to the fore? How can you get us, the Rotarian, the inner wheel member, the Rotractor, the Interactor? How can we get them to become Rotarians? How can we get their feeling to the fore? And this particular story of ours has impacted so many people because it's a win-win-win-win story. The Rotarian or the AN or the inner wheel member or the Rotractor who conducts the program is a winner at the end of the day. And there is this Rotractor, who was the president of the Rotract Club of, I think it was Wellinger Institute, okay? And he was saying something interesting. He says, look, the students didn't want us to finish the program or leave. Some of them were crying. They hugged us and they said, can you please, come back again? Will you promise that you will come back again? Can you imagine the impact on these young Rotractors? And this just continues. The kids who participate in the program are winners. The Rotarians who participate in the program are winners. And therefore, Rotary, I sincerely believe, we are people who serve to change lives. And it is this entire aspect of Rotary that has got me hooked. And ever since, my mission in Rotary has been very simple. Let's go reach out to these young kids and make a change, make a difference to their life. Because we really, really don't know where they're going to end up. How much are they going to go? For us, it's one day. For them, it's a lifetime. Thank you very much for this opportunity to share my story on what's made a difference to me in my life and what keeps me motivated day in and day out, of how we can go and change young lives. And I really appreciate the fact that in this month, which is the Literacy Month, you've given us an opportunity to showcase the story. And I'd be very, very happy, Chella and Vasanti and the team from 3232, to share how we can do this I'm a Winner program. It's now being run in Coimbatore, it's being run in Cochin, it's being run in Aurangabad. I'd love to see how we can run this program across 3232 and change lives. Lakshmi, fantastic curating of this program. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Rotarian Ramkumar Seshu. Are we afraid of numbers as Rotarians? One day, 26,000 children? No, nothing scares us. We are perfectly fine with any challenge that's in front of us, and that's us, the Rotarians. Thank you very much, Rotarian Ramkumar Seshu. And here we have Rotarian Dr. Kalpana Sri Lalita, someone who tremendously inspires me once again. She's a visual design dominance expert in the manufacturing industry software. Dr. Kalpana is a co-founder of DataQ Group. She is an entrepreneur for the last 24 plus years as a businesswoman. She has worked with prestigious Fortune 500 companies. Recently, she has been awarded as top 10 corporate startup CEOs of Bangalore. As a Rotarian from E-Club of Green City, Dr. Kalpana's classification is software and allied services. She has been in the Rotary for 14 plus years. Her Rotary journey has been outstanding with numerous awards and accolades, including the Best Club and RA Presidential Award during her presidency. Her contribution to fundraising through CSR program was captured by Rotary News Magazine through an exclusive centerfold article, which brought a landmark recognition to her Rotary career. Again, Rotary Youth Exchange Program for RID 3190 is worth a special mention here. She brought 9 foreign students to be on a long-term program for 1 year with us for the very first time ever by connecting with 84 foreign districts. Another stellar contribution to the international services by bringing RMB, Rotary Means Business, to District 3190 4 years ago. And this is a very live fellowship, RMB. Dr. Kalpana is the founder, chairman of Rotary Means Business Fellowship, Bangalore chapter, and now the fellowship director for Asia at the international level. Currently, she is a district director for vocational service, RA District 3190 for this Rotary year 21-22. And I'm so happy I'm also a part of her team, and the way Kalpana leads, the way she communicates. It's a pleasure. It's an experience. Once again, it's a beautiful story when we work with Rotarian Kalpana. Over to you, Rotarian Kalpana. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Lakshmi. I would like to share about the moment I became a Rotarian. Like everyone else, I also joined being unaware. I also joined Rotary, being unaware of what Rotary is and Rotarians are in and things like that. So initially I joined in December 2006. And, at that time, truly speaking, I was only aware that Rotary is an elite eat and drink club filled with seniors. This is what I was actually thinking. And after a few months, I quit, quoting personal commitments. But 2 years later, I received invitation to rejoin. And after much deliberations, with the senior Rotarians of the same club downtown, I returned in June 2008 and got formally installed in July 2008. At that time, it was late President Rotarian Jaisimha, may his soul rest in peace. So, he was quite an inspiration, I would say pillar of support, I should say. So he was instrumental in converting me from like any other member in an organization to a true Rotarian, I would say. Pulse Polio team meeting came up. It was nothing but Greek and Latin to me. 2 days later, I was given the position of assistant director for that team. And seeing me confused and clueless, my president said, Kalpana, just follow the team's lead, and I'm there anyway with you, is what he said. So, well, on the D-Day, I joined the gang. I left home at 5:35 a.m. from, my place of dwelling, Indranagar, to Chamrajpet on a Sunday morning, and waited for the others to join. And, people started coming in and all that. A lot of activities took place within the next 2.5 hours. I was looking all over for something to hold on to, but could not get even a tiny grasp of what it didn't. And I said, give me your car key. And that's it. And took it. I went inside and, slept off without even reclining the seat. So this is what I did on the first day of, pulse polio thing. That was my first experience, I'd say. Then the president woke me up at around 11 o'clock and he said, let's go for a small walk to check out the booths, is what he said. At the time, that's a new term that I learned, booths. That's all my level of understanding was. So once we walked in, once we started reaching the booth and all that, in the first booth, by the time within few minutes after I reached the I understood a lot of stuff and then connected dots in terms of how the team was working backwards, while, and I learned more and more while we were continuing to visit 16 other booths. Then the same thing, the drops or no, and then ask them to and also I asked. Then on my own, I knocked, and by the way, this location that we were in is 100% slum where Tamil-speaking people, I should say. So half a day passed, I reached over 800 plus children, by 2:50 p.m. And the only thing at that time I carried was a bottle of water and also a bottle of juice. That's all. I never felt hungry at all. My only intention was I have to intention. That was my single, focus agenda, I should say. The president returned to pick me up because that was my first time and I did not know the location and things like that. So while I heard that call, at that time I was passing by, said that there's a 3 days old newborn and the mother is there and nobody is allowed to go until it's 11 days. While I was hearing on the other side that the newborn baby's mom was saying, "Yaradu Bangale," is what she was saying. She was literally crying out for help. I immediately walked in and saw the mother and the child lying on the floor. The young new mother was so crying for help because she wanted to get to the urinals. She was so scared to leave the baby and go out because the dogs would come in, carry the babies, go away, and that's why she pleaded for help. This has happened many times in that area. That's the kind of conditions around. And looking at that, I sincerely could not refuse. And I'm sure nobody could refuse. Forget about Rotarians. Nobody could refuse. And yeah, I comforted her. I stayed there. I took care of the baby while she returned. And later she came back. I convinced her that I'll bring the child back and polio is important. The drops is more important. And she said, okay. Then I ran to the nearby booth. By then they closed and they left. I called my president and I requested that I needed only one shot for this newborn. Can you help me out? He rushed with the drops in his own hands to the place where I was and administered those 2 drops of polio vaccination. At around 3:07 p.m., we officially closed our pulse polio drive. I believe that it must be safe today. I guess about 12 years old now. Now, walking on the narrow streets in a slum filled with all kinds of things that are not good, seeing life of people in the real sense, witnessing what time experience that turned me into a Rotarian, and I never looked back. That's Rotary community service for the soul, I would say. That's the moment I became a Rotarian. Then on, I had several experiences, including, last year's COVID-19 work. There were a few transgenders who are commercial sex worker, and they were trying to go out to collect their dues during the lockdown. I learned EMI runs even everywhere. Anyway, I reserve it for another day. So as of now, that's it from me. I thank Rotarian Varalakshmi for this opportunity to relive that experience and also remembering my late President Rotarian Jayasimha. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Kalpana. Fabulous hearing from you. I think all the 4 Rotarians, if you see, it's like the becoming the Rotarian is something that you have projected. It's so beautiful, so wonderful to hear. I know you all have so much to tell, as I've understood from Kalpana. There's so much she has done, putting put your feet on the ground in the dirty soil, and that's when you know what impact you're doing and who a Rotarian is. That's something I have learned from Rotarian Kalpana, because she has narrated some beautiful stories. Thank you very much, Rotarian Kalpana. Thank you, everyone. And like he said, there are thousands of us, Rotarians like us, who have been storytellers of real life stories that have transformed lives, countries, and so many millions of people. I would leave you all with these few lines. It's a beautiful Hindi song. I'm not a great singer, but most of you would relate to it. आदमी मुसाफिर है, आता है जाता है, आते जाते रस्ते में यादें छोड़ जाते हैं. It means we're all travelers. We just come in and go out of the world. And in this road we travel, we leave memories, yadein chhod jate hain, footprints on the sands of time through our thoughts, words, and action. Thank you once again to all of you. It's been so fabulous to see all the 40 of you listening to it, without exits. And it's so wonderful to have you all. And thank you very much. Thank you for coming for this program in spite of a busy schedule, top Rotarians. And I would take just a minute to recognize some of my good friends who are here. Rotarian Rashmi, Rotarian Sujo, and Rotarian Divya, and my favorite, I would say, Rotarian Frank, and my good friend Ranjini, Rotarian Ranjini, then Radhika, and Rotarian Sandeep, Rotarian Harshita, Srinivas Babu, and yes, I think I'm done with it. And if I have missed any one of you, please add yourself. Thank you very much for being here. And I would move to my next session, which is storytelling, the art of impactful storytelling. I think because of paucity of time, I may have to slightly cut it short, but definitely, yes, I would not leave you without having a takeaway during this session, right? Now coming to storytelling. Why me for a storytelling, right? Why Lakshmi Balaji for a storytelling? You should be asking me, why are you here? Yes, I am a storyteller. I can confidently tell that because from as a child, I remember 8-9 years, I have been a storyteller. Every marriage would see all the kids around me and I'd be telling stories. I've been reading stories. My life has been in the Raja, Ranis and the magic carpets and, a fantasy land. I used to walk 4 kilometers to the library to take 3 books and come back. She would give me only 3. So I think the storytelling has been in me. And in fact, I can still tell you, I can challenge that come to me and speak to me for 6 hours and I'll make you write your own book. This is the kind of confidence I have in me. And what do you mean by impactful storytelling? Why it's not just storytelling and impactful? Like you saw the 4 Rotarians whom you spoke, it has been impactful. And when I say impactful, a compelling story is something that shifts or reinforces. I think my video is going on now. That's a compelling story where it shifts your perspective. It basically reinforces a shift in the way you think or the way you act. And this is how a story is. To put it in a very simple way, okay, let me talk about Newton's first law of motion. Why a chartered accountant talking about Newton's first law of motion? Before a chartered accountant, I'm a physics student. I learned my accounting. Every debit has an equal and opposite credit. By understanding Newton's third law of motion, actions and reactions are equal and opposite. So what does the first law say is every body remains in its state of rest or of observability unless compelled by an external force. And yes, a compelling, impactful storytelling is that external force that compels, that makes, that brings about a change, that brings about a shift, is what I feel. And now, Rotarians, as we do that, kickstarting that change, kickstarting that shift. That's why we are the world's probably one of the greatest storytellers. Now take a paper and pen. We would start the session and you can actually write. If you have, because you need a paper and pen for this session. When I am going to teach you the memory telling, memory technical storytelling, you will have to write down certain things. Now you can start writing a story. You say maybe I or Aham and write your name. Let's start writing the story. There are 3 levels for storytelling. One is the basic level where we talk about the characters, you know, the hero, heroine, villain, the jesters and blah, blahs and everybody. These are the basic things. And you have a theme and you have a plot, right? Why a theme and a plot? That also is left to you. We can have a blockbuster story, I mean, a movie or a story or what you write, or you can still have a story without a theme and a plot, like something like the Elipatta, a movie, right? So you can have that also. So these are the basics that we all know. Now let's go to the intermediate level. I've created an acronym. Trust me, this content is not going to be available anywhere in the internet. Please go and Google. This is original and authentic, is what I can say. Now, there's an acronym that I've created. The first thing is love. The second component is connect. Third one is message. You can remember this. Through love, you connect and you give a message. Coming to love. This is, I'm slightly rushing because I want to really give it to you all in the next 10 minutes. So love is, the first one is, you can write this acronym. For L, you take the language, how you use your language to create what you want to give, to project what you want to do, the usage of the language. For example, so you're going and somebody comes and hits you, right? If that person is a very soft, thoda dekhi chalna bhai is what you would say. But suppose the character, that the person, the language, how you would use if that person is of a different kind, say, abe, gadhe, samne nahi dikhte ho kya? So this is how it is, right? How you use the language is very critical, how you're playing with that. And the second one, O, is for oneness. How you become one, and this is the most critical everywhere, becoming one with what you read. It could be a spoon about which you're writing, right? That's the oneness that you bring. Let's have a small interactive session here. I think Chennai people will definitely love to, join this. When I say Bhagavan Lord Krishna, whose face comes to you? Call out from your memory. Lord Krishna?
The Mahabharata character, who acted as Lord Krishna.
It's whose face to recollect?
Yeah, that person who acted as Lord Krishna.
Yeah, Ramarao, correct? Yes. When we say Karna, so whose face do we get? It is Shivaji Ganeshan, because he is the one who brought all the aspects of Karna into him, right? And we say Ram, you probably get the face. Which face? Ravi Verma's painting. So every character there is an impact, an imprint that they give by the way they become one with that, right? For example, maybe when I say a god in white outfits, whose name do you, whose face does it come to you? A biblical kind of god. To me, it's like Morgan Freeman, the handsome, a little bit of white beard, and that white outfits. So it is about that oneness that the character, the person creates. And then the fourth one is E, the emotional connect, bringing that emotion, what you want to convey through that, what you're saying. It could be a Rotarian. You could be a Rotarian telling a story, writing a story, or even creating a movie. So it's an emotion with which you connect. For example, let's take a movie, Shah Rukh Khan's that Om Shanti Om, and he says, "Har picture ka happy." I mean, for everybody, a happy ending hai. Agar ending happy hai, nahi hai, to picture abhi baki hai. So what is he bringing there? The desire, that the thing, emotion in him that says, "I don't want this to stop. Every ending has to be a happy ending," is what he wants to bring out. So this is the emotion part of it. So love, Love. You must have this love when you want to do an impactful storytelling. When you tell this now, just see if everything is there. And the second one, when I say, so to put it across, to become one with that. You say, there is I am that I am is a very famous now, fabulous phrase that people use. In Sanskrit, we say, hamsa soham soham hamsaha, aham saha, saha aham. So you become that. So even when you're going to talk about a spoon, you say the spoon was so speckless that it could show the one single gray hair at the end of her eyebrow. So you're telling how clean, speckless the spoon was, right? So this is becoming one. And second, the connect that you make with the audience, with the person who reads, with the one who listens to you. That's the what he, from the perspective of his desire, from the perspective of their emotions, and what they need is the connect that you make with them is very, very important in storytelling. And third, the message. An impactful storytelling has a message to it. Without the message, you will not remember. Like all the 4 Rotarians who spoke, the one common message that I have understood, that becoming the Rotarian, that impacting something you remember, footprints on the sands of time, is the message that you give through the story. There can be a lot other ways of telling your story, other stories, but to be an impactful storyteller, these are the 4 things. And about you, there are 3 kinds of stories you can tell. I mean, this is just little out of syllabus. You can tell a story about who you are, a story about what you think you are, a story about what others think who you are. But there are sometimes we have to tell a story of whom we want to be. And we are confident that we will be, and you tell that story. That's a projection. And this is a very good thing, a very positive thing to do that, because someday you're going to be there and you project a story that will take you there. And today, these days, it is a $1 billion industry. You know that The Secret Book by Rhonda Byrne and The Thoughts Become Things is every day we see one new course coming in. It's exactly what you project and go there. That is another story that you tell. And the applications of storytelling, I'm coming here. There are majorly 2 applications in the corporate. When you want to give a message to your team, when you want certain values to be taken at the corporate, there are many aspects that the corporate people here would know how storytelling impacts. Because there's nothing these days that goes straight. Simplicity is actually becoming a little lesser. It takes a kind of lesser priority. One is corporate, and most important, I would want to focus is on brands, right? A brand that has a beautiful story to tell is the brand that's going to sell. In selling your brand, there needs to be a storytelling. I would like to show you this is something phenomenal I came up with. This is an oil. It is I don't know if you're able to see, a stress relief oil. The brand is called Ashwanyam. You won't believe this is the entire pamphlet I got out of it. Look at that beautiful woman. And this is all about it. And teacher me, if you see, there is such a beautiful picture. And I was so amazed to see all this. I said, what is this spiritual course that I'm getting into on chakras and everything? It is actually nothing. A simple massage oil that Amma used to prepare with thoda kalpuram, thoda elaichi, and small things like brahmi leaves or patulasi. Ella add madbittu, they give us one oil, when we were small. This is just that oil. But look at that beautiful storytelling, which has commanded a 3 times premium on this oil. Probably that's what I guess. So on branding, this is a wonderful storytelling that you have to do. I made almost a 15-minute, program into about, say, 7 minutes. Now, this is the real part of this entire, storytelling session. Now, I'm going to actually teach you how to use storytelling to actually memorize things. Are we ready? You should be ready with a paper and pen. Just one moment. So, now, this is a memory technique, and from say 11:22, from 11:35 today, you will start using this, and that's a guarantee. That's a challenge also, unless you know any other memory technique. And now you'll have to just focus on what I'm saying. Take a paper and pen. Write down the 10 things you want to remember. As I speak, you can write down. Maybe I can give you some hints: a bag, toys, vegetables, some papers, pencils, medicine, a saridon, watch, and to pay the EMI, and maybe to return sugar to the neighbor, anything that you want to remember, maybe 10 things or 10 actions that you write. And now you'll have to remember, I'm going to give you rhyming words. One means one, W-O-N, winning, one. You remember this, or you can write it in the paper, O-N-E and one. Two, T-W-O, two, and zoo, rhyming. And 3, is a tree. Try to picture, imagine it pictorially also. 3 is a tree. 4 is door. And 5 is hive, a beehive. Beehive, you remember, right? 6 is the trips that you see in the hospital, trips ka bottle. So the trips. And 7, you remember heaven. And 8, you try to picturize a gate. 8, gate. And 9, wine, you like it. And 10, zen, right? These are the 10, you will be able to remember 10 items with this. We can go on till 11 and all. I will take another 3 minutes and we'll close it. So these 10 items, now I'm going to tell you a story. Now you're going to the horse race. It's a beautiful Saturday. You're going to the race. You're betting on the horse number 1. Let's say his name is Raja. Okay. And your friend is coming, is betting on 5. The race starts. Number 1 is there in the front. And suddenly you don't know what's happening. The last 2 minutes, the horse is slowing down and he's limping and he has stopped. You have lost. You go near that horse, number 1. You see a number 1, remember the horse and the board, number 1. You get fed up. You're going to say, okay, let me spend some time better. So you go to the zoo and there you buy a popcorn. And in that popcorn, while you're having, there comes a monkey, bang on you. It comes and picks up the popcorn. And when you open your eyes, you see the monkey with some popcorns, the popcorn that you had. Remember the popcorns in the zoo. The zoo, the monkey took your popcorns. And the third one, so while you're like kind of frustrated, you come back, get a lot of beatings from your wife or your husband or your children because you lost money. And so 10:30, 11, you go outside and looking out of your balcony. Actually, there is a beautiful tree outside your home. Maybe you're living in St. Mark's Road or something, or Richmond Road. There's a beautiful tree, and that tree, you're just looking at it. Right? Sometimes, when we are so down, we'll say, God, show me some miracle so that I believe in you, right? So, and the tree, you see something coming out of the tree. Suddenly there are beautiful fruits and flowers that are at night 11:30 that's coming. So you start believing, okay, that's a miracle. Maybe from tomorrow my life will change. So you're not getting sleep. You're actually happy, want to have a coffee. So there is a 4-star hotel nearby, maybe a lemon tree on St. Mark's Road, if I'm right. So you go there. There is a 24/7 coffee shop. You think, let me go and have a coffee. You go there and there is a swiveling door. You go, you try to get past the door and you're getting stuck there. You're getting stuck on the door and you have your ghar ka chabi in your hand that falls and it is there under the door stuck. So 4 door, something is stuck there. And somehow you manage to go. You go and have a coffee and come back. And it's 1:30 with that coffee, that vigor, you go, your home is bang next. You just walk down. As you keep rolling your keychain like this, there is the tree in front of your home. You're approaching your home. And the key suddenly it goes off your hand and you're just looking at it. From that tree, there's something becoming a big cloud in front of you. And you go near that. And oh my God, it's not a cloud. Your key went and hit the beehive. And the entire thousands and thousands of bees are in front of you. And the next that you remember is you're in a hospital, number 6. And when you open your eyes, there's a lovely nurse and she's trying to change the trips, asking her what happened to me. You're fully with bandages. She says it's those 1,000 and odd bees. And she's trying to, you're asking, she says, I'm giving you glucose. But remember the trips, the 6, right? In that glucose, whatever she says, she says, remember the 6. And now you then doze off. The next where you see is 7, you're going to heaven. And you see beautiful, huge clouds and devatas, apsaras and everybody there on that heaven, 7 and heaven. So now you just go past and there is a beautiful gate. As you walk in the heaven, you're thinking, okay, I've done a lot of punyas in my life. So Siddha me Vaikunt, I have come here to the Swarga. So you go to heaven and there is a gate and you cross that number 8 gate. And then you go there, you have the Rambas and Urvashis, Apsaras coming and giving you wine in a glass. And you're taking that wine, beautiful wine, red wine that you love. So you have the wine in the hand, you start sipping, and then the next thing you see yourself is in front of a Zen master, a 10 Zen. Now, I've told you up to number 10. So a 1 is number 1, 2 is zoo, 3 is tree, 4 is door, 5 is gate, 6 is trips, 7 is heaven, 8 is gate, 9 is wine, and 10 is Zen. Now the story goes like this.